Cleaning businesses have low startup costs, high profit margins, and can survive in even the most challenging economic conditions, which is why we reached out to Jennifer at Her Majesty Cleaning Services, one of the most successful cleaning businesses in Florida. Having experience with everything from residential homes to large commercial projects, she's gonna show us how a cleaning business should be run.
Since we've gotten a mentor, we've grown. We went from like $17,000 like a year to $860,000 a year.
Oh my gosh.
Just from a mentor. We have some commercial and some residential. So our residential is a little bit down right now, but our commercial is up.
Okay.
So offices, that's why I always suggest to maybe have some offices because they'll always need cleaning. So there is a lot of competition. We run into that every day, but this world is so big. I don't want to let down anybody's dreams. I think you should still do it.
Sure.
Just make sure you have integrity and just perseverance.
Okay.
If you just keep going, you will make it. There's a lot of people in a lot of homes.
Nice. Well, what made you want to start your own business, Her Majesty Cleaning Service, and what were you doing before you got started doing this?
So I was a manager at Walgreens. I wanted to be the store manager. My mom's boss, he is a GC.
Okay.
And he was selling his house in Winter Park, and it was a really big pressure washing project. None of our friends wanted to take it, so Ashley and I, we watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Okay.
We learned how to do it, we hired help, and we were finished in 5 days. It was like it was a mansion.
Oh, wow.
So.
Nice. And did you have any prior experience with doing commercial cleaning or residential cleaning for hire before you did that?
No, nothing whatsoever. Not pressure washing, nothing.
So it was just learn on the job, watch some videos and figure out how to do it.
Yep.
So we pick a lot of the businesses that we like to talk to based on online reviews, like Google reviews and things like that. You guys have great reviews, one of the best reviewed cleaning services. What would you say has led to that high quality review that you have online?
I feel very blessed. I feel like relationships, just going over and beyond for your clients, doing the right thing. So I hope that's what contributed to having good reviews.
Sure. What type of services do you offer? You mentioned earlier that there's a couple different, levels of cleaning that go through. We're in a commercial property here. Can you tell me about the service that you offer to commercial properties?
So to commercial properties, we do janitorial service as well, and then post-construction.
Okay.
So we do specialize in multifamily projects like this of 300 units or more. It's 3 different types of cleaning, so rough, final, and touch-up. Okay. So that's basically it, what we do at commercial.
Can you tell me between the rough, the final, and the touch-up, like what entails each of those different levels? Like what does a unit look like when you get in there, and then when you're done, what does it look like?
So unit, when you get in there, it's completely trashed.
Okay.
There's a lot of drywall dust everywhere. It still needs to be painted. So the rough cleaning consists of like windows where we prep it for like caulking, and then the tubs.
Okay.
That's all prepping for like the glass to come in. So that would be our first cleaning. And we kind of do like a brush through it just to get most of the dust out. Okay. To make it ready for the contractors to continue working in it.
Okay. And what was the middle level of cleaning? So rough and then
final.
And then touch-up is the final one?
Yep.
So what happens at the final and what happens at the touch-up stage?
So final cleaning is basically top to bottom. Okay. We clean everything from the walls to the fans, just everything. We make it almost move-in ready. Okay. And then that's when the owner walks in or the GC and they do a punch out. Okay. And then that's just like minimal things that they have to fix in the units. And then we'll go in through a touch-up and that makes it completely move-in ready. Okay, nice. And then as far as residential cleaning, what kind of services do you offer, for people in their own homes? So for residential, we do one-time cleans or recurring. We also do post-construction cleans. So the recurring, we do weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. Okay. And then the one-time cleans are move-in, move-outs, or deep cleans. Whenever like spring cleaning comes up, stuff like that. Nice. So you mentioned when you first got into the business, there was kind of a low barrier to entry, low startup cost. And so it seems like there's a lot of people trying to start their own cleaning businesses. Yes. What differentiates you from someone that's just trying to start their
their own cleaning service to the experience and the team that you have right now?
It's been a long time. So we've been in business for 8 years. So we've learned a lot. We do have a mentor that's helped us out.
Okay.
At the beginning, we started with pressure washing. We kind of stumbled upon house cleaning through, I think it was Angie's List.
Okay.
And then that just really kicked off. So it's just really experience. We go over and beyond for our clients. We want that royal experience. We are Her Majesty Services. So we hope that's what kind of stands out. Our relationship with our clients, how we treat our team. Our team is everything to us. We wouldn't be here without them.
Nice. So one of the other things that a lot of small business owners tell us is that regarding their team, sometimes it's really hard to attract good employees and retain them to your team. What do you do to attract good employees and to keep them around, on the team?
So we are a small business, but we try to do our best with giving them like incentives. Bonuses, healthcare we're trying to get into, or we'll hook them up with the right people.
Okay.
Treat them well, listen to them, talk to them. We're always continuously trying to improve in that area.
Do you find that you find new employees through word of mouth, or do you advertise for new employees, or how do they come to you? How do you attract them?
So we go through Recruit.
Sure.
And they put our ad out on Indeed.
Okay.
And then so they come to us once they go through the questions and they are approved.
Sure.
Then they come into the office for an interview.
Okay.
And that's what Alicia does in my office.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Now, once you found someone that is a good fit for Her Majesty Cleaning Services, how do you kind of onboard them? Do they get like a training in how to prep a unit or cleaning techniques and things like that? Like, what do you guys do for that?
So it's a little different with post-construction. If they have experience, we do bring them on.
Okay.
They do go training on site. They train for about a week. For residential, it's a lot different. They're in training for a week, then they go in testing homes, and we team them up with other people.
Okay.
Just to make sure they are able to go on their own. As people, we have technicians going to clients' homes, so we want to make sure we set them up for success.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you mentioned earlier that Angie's List was a way that you acquired some clients when you guys first started. Mm-hmm. When you think back to that, besides Angie's List, how did you get those first few clients? Sometimes that's the hardest part of starting a business, is like going from, one client to your second client to 10 clients. What did you guys do?
So it was a lot of word of mouth.
Okay.
We based our business on a lot of word of mouth. That's why relationships are so important to us.
Sure.
Because we actually really don't advertise now except for on social media.
Okay.
Google or anything like that right now.
Sure. Nice. So thinking back to 8 years ago when you guys got started, what mistakes did you make as a new business that now, like knowing what you know now and having that foresight, what would you have done differently in those early days?
I probably would have gotten a mentor earlier.
Okay.
I was more of hard-headed. I thought I knew what I was doing. I think those are big mistakes. I didn't go to college, so I didn't really know anything about business. We just landed into this.
Sure.
So knowing about profit and margins and stuff like that, it's a whole different ballgame now.
Can you tell me about like how you found your mentor or the process you went through to find a mentor?
So Ashley found her.
Okay.
I was the one, we actually did an interview with her and I was like, no. She was eating on the phone. And I told her about this too. She was eating on the phone. I was like, I can't take her serious. We'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
And then since we've gotten a mentor, we've grown. We went from like $17,000 like a year to $860,000 a year.
Oh my gosh.
Just from a mentor. So that, I think it's just so important because those years spent of wasted money, I could have got a mentor earlier.
Do you feel like it's important to have a mentor that's in the same industry that you're trying to have? Or is it just that they have kind of like a general business knowledge and they can impart that to you?
With cleaning, I think that's the industry they should be in.
Okay.
Cleaning is a whole different ballgame. You're dealing with a lot of like clients. You have to scale it, technicians alone. So I think a mentor is good that does that industry.
Okay. Now, the reviews are great for your business, but all businesses have some difficult clients. Mm-hmm. What can you give us some examples about how you deal with kind of maybe an unsatisfied client or a difficult client? How do you make sure that they leave a happy customer, at the end?
So sometimes it's hard. I just recently had a client who was a referral from my networking group. She even told me she was a Karen. I think she had very high expectations.
Okay.
And that was really hard because I was trying to explain the price and the high expectations and she didn't understand.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I felt like I had to make it right. It's a friend of mine's daughter. So I'm pretty sure she left happy, but it was a process. We did have to go back out and fix a couple of things, which I think was our fault as well.
Sure.
So we just kind of go over and beyond and make sure we send somebody out and make sure they're 100% satisfied. Nice. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Yeah, you're saying you kick yourself now from not having a mentor before?
Yes. I wish I listened to my business partner, but being so hard-headed and feeling like I know what I'm doing, I kick myself because I feel like it could have shaved off a couple of years. Yeah.
It's hard to know, and it's also hard if you don't know that person, you don't know how much to trust them, right? You're putting your baby, your money into their hands, and it's like, what are they gonna do? Am I gonna be successful? It's hard to know.
Her name is Debbie Sardone. That's who her mentor is. She specializes in home cleanings.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Did she help you as a mentor determine pricing when you're getting started? Because I think that a big impediment with a lot of people starting a business is like, how much do I charge for a residential cleaning, or how much do I charge for a commercial cleaning? Because you don't want to be under the market rate, and leave money on the table. How did you guys determine what to charge in the beginning?
So she didn't tell us how much to charge, but she did say go shopping.
Okay.
Ask other companies around your area because she's based out of Texas.
Okay.
So her following is all over the United States.
Okay.
So she just kind of helps guide you on the right things to do, how to structure your business, put systems in process, which is so important. You cannot run a business without systems.
Yeah. If you price the job, what other advice can you give to someone that is looking to start their own cleaning business? I mean, not to compete with you here, in Orlando, but for someone that is in another state, what's the first step? What do you do?
The first step is to first go shopping, see what the pricing is.
Okay.
Make sure you know all the information before starting it. If you're a solo cleaner, maybe you could just start. If you're a solo cleaner.
Do you feel like there is kind of like a baseline equipment that you need? Like, what if I'm coming in and I want to clean someone's house? Is it just like I can gather together supplies I have, or is there professional supplies that I should buy, to be a professional doing the job?
So I always suggest Home Depot.
Okay.
I know it sounds a little commercial, but you could get all your cleaning supplies there.
Okay.
I always suggest having a good vacuum because it's so key.
Sure.
So we use Millie vacuums, having good equipment, but if you're just starting, just have the essentials. A good vacuum, you can go to Home Depot and get everything and use microfiber towels.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we use as Home Depot towels.
All right.
And we've been using them ever since for 8 years now.
Nice. Between residential jobs and commercial jobs, is there different types of equipment that you would use for the rough cleaning, the final cleaning, things like that?
So yes, here we do go to Home Depot to get the products there as well. But we use shop vacs here.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot use our Millie vacuums here.
Okay.
So shop vacs is very key here with filters just to make sure we get that dust out.
Sure.
That's the main key.
Nice. Do you feel like there is still a market for people to start their own cleaning business, or is there too much competition that's out there, to make it as starting your own cleaning business right now?
So there is a lot of competition. We run into that every day, but this world is so big. I don't want to let down anybody's dreams. I think you should still do it.
Sure.
Just make sure you have integrity and just perseverance.
Okay.
If you just keep going, you will make it. There's a lot of people in a lot of homes.
Nice. And what could someone expect to make in their first year if they were really dedicated to starting their own cleaning business? Let's say it's just yourself. You don't have a team. And you're out there doing all the work yourself. Do you have an idea in mind what they could expect to make?
That's a great question. I know we started out at 17,000 was just in residential.
Okay.
We were doing post-construction at the time, so that's what kind of gave us more income. But maybe like 50,000.
Okay.
You just have to really work at it. Solo cleaners, they can make a lot of money.
Okay.
Yes, they can. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of pressure on you sometimes if you can't make it and the client's unhappy, but you can do it.
Yeah. What, for Her Majesty, what does the future look like for you guys? Are you growing in a certain area or trying to focus in a certain area? You know, what does the next like 1 to 3 years look like for your business?
So we want to be the best in Orlando. So our future is big. We want to have more than one location. Ashley and I are always thinking of different things we can do or different services we can have in our company.
Okay.
So we definitely want to expand in the next 3 years.
Nice. Do you feel like a cleaning business is somewhat dependent on the economy, the state of the economy, things like that? Does it go up and down, or is it something that's consistent no matter how the economy is?
Yes, so it could depend on the economy. So what we do is we have a mixture of 50-50. We have some commercial and some residential. So our residential is a little bit down right now, but our commercial is up.
Okay.
So offices, that's why I always suggest to maybe have some offices because they'll always need cleaning.
Sure.
Sometimes budget cuts happen, but at least that will hold you over during a recession.
Okay.
During COVID, post-construction is what held us over.
Interesting.
We lost all of our residential cleaning.
Okay. And are you guys looking to move more into working with GCs, general contractors, and doing the commercial, or do you feel like you want to move more into, you know, residential cleaning?
So I love anything construction. So I would love to continue with post-construction, but I think our future would be mainly residential.
Okay. And is there a specific reason for that? Just the state of the economy, or just the direction you would rather move the business in?
To move out of my company and almost be an absentee owner, I would have to do residential because over the 8 years, we can never find someone who can run a site like us.
Okay.
We've tried it many times. This is our sixth project, and it hasn't happened yet. We've had some good leaderships, but never someone who can run it on its own.
Interesting. So to kind of to automate your business, if you will, and grow bigger, it's more important to move into the residential because you can take a more hands-off approach for that.
Yeah, it's very like, as long as you have systems in place for your cleaners and systems in place in the office, you should run smoothly, but like an office manager.
So when you're looking at commercial sites or job sites, how do you maintain quality control for the finished product that someone receives?
So we do have a leadership here, Ashley and I. We do check the units periodically.
Okay.
We check in with the GC, make sure we're doing good. We're constant in communication with them. On our residential side, we have scorecards where our clients score us every cleaning. If it drops at all, that's when we check in. We do refresher courses with our cleaners just to make sure, you know, they're on top of their game.
So sometimes having a partner is difficult, you know, when you're running a business. Between you and Ashley, how do you divide the tasks that must be done to run your business?
It was very difficult at first.
Okay.
We were bumping heads. She is my partner, so we live together, work together. So we finally decided to divide it.
Okay.
I do all the marketing, the sales. Ashley kind of does the day-to-day. She helps with the employees, just operations. So
when you're looking at a commercial job, is there a bidding process, or how do you go about acquiring a commercial job?
So they'll send me the plans. I look over the plans. I see how many units there is, what's the square footage. Is it corridors? Are they breezeways? Is there patios? So those are what goes into bidding. And
do you submit that bid like directly to the general contractor, or is there some kind of online service that handles bids or anything like that?
So I use Procore a lot,
okay.
or I just send my bid to them.
Okay.
I've used Procore with other GCs.